Well, hello there, and welcome back to Freeform Disney. I'm Jeremy, and hey, it's time to go take a look at our new teaser trailer that just came out for Shang Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. And hey, it looks like Evie's already over in here. Alright, let's see, it's your second most hyped MCU movie for the year. Oh, shoot. My audio. My audio is a little more muffled than it probably would be normally for all of you. Hang on, here we go. What we get for quickly rushing into a live stream to go look at Shang Chi here, right? Hello there, Evie. Hello there, Dodo Dureste. Thank you both for joining. And for anyone else who's out there, definitely thank you. So, yeah, as they want to do lately, we seem to be getting these trailers and whatnot dropping early Monday mornings. At least here in the U.S., it's early Monday morning. Certainly here on the West Coast it is. Because like 6 in the morning or so they drop them. And when you're tired from everything else, well, you know. Well, here we are. It's a few hours after it came out, but certainly here we are. And I've got it up over here on the side, so I can go ahead and get that up and rolling. And I should be able to play audio on this one. Shouldn't be a problem, because usually I can get away with that on trailers. Not always 100%. They actually tried claiming the last one. Good Morning Britain tried claiming it, I guess, which is the weirdest thing. News station over in Britain tried claiming the Loki trailer. Oh, you never know sometimes, right? Let's see. Evie, you say that it's your most hyped MCU movie for the year. Cool. Or second most hyped, rather. Yeah. Let's see. If I'm thinking through them, as said, Spider-Man is by far, my most hyped of the movies. Just because, A, the connection I've got with the character, B, because of everything that might be coming in, just in terms of the fact, well, Dr. Octavius, Electro, maybe a couple other Spider-Mans. Also, the possibility, that from where we left off on the last one, I'm just curious on the tone and what we'll do with it. Anyway. But yeah, Black Widow is probably my number 2. Just because I don't know much of anything about Shang-Chi. So that's really my biggest trick there. Hello there, Rice. What did I think about Falcon and the Winter Soldier? Been enjoying the hell out of it so far. We're 5 episodes in. We've got the finale coming up in just a few days. And heck, we've live streamed every one of the 5 episodes since we've gone through. But we're going to go ahead and marathon the whole thing and come Thursday. So feel free to join. As I said, up on the channel, if you click on that main button, you'll be able to see it, and you can get a reminder setting and all that for it. But yeah, we're going to live stream the whole thing all the way up to the finale, and it's going to be fun. But no, it's been so dang good. It very much is in the same legacy of the Captain America movies, which could be so much deeper in certain ways than the other movies. Not as an attack on any of the others, don't get me wrong. But, and it's had the ability to go ahead and take its time, dig into its characters, which you don't have time to do in a movie, which is nice. And yet at the same time, the action, the fight scenes have been right up there. It's like, and dang, the quality. It's like, so yeah, definitely. Been so good. It's so good. Hey, and everybody go click that like button. That also definitely goes ahead and helps to make sure that more people go ahead and take a look. Yeah, that's it. Definitely makes a difference. Also matters to me. I like seeing them. So there's that too. Let's see. Main reason you've been wanting a real MCU Mandarin. Yes. I said, actually really get the Mandarin in here. We've got the 10 rings, which will be interesting, too, to see how they connect things back in. Being that the 10 rings actually existed way back in the first Iron Man movie. So, or at least they quasi-existed. Because we had the organization with the flag back there, etc. So it's going to be interesting in that sense too. I'm sure there's some retconning in there at this point too, just in reality as explaining it. But considering we never talked that much about it, it's not really and truly a retcon in that sense. It's just finally giving the explanation for what's been sitting around for a while. Okay. Would I say that Falcon and the Winter Soldier is better than WandaVision? The trick is they're such different shows. I would say that and I'm also trying to judge Falcon and the Winter Soldier without having seen its finale. Oh, that's tricky too. I think I'm going to say that I've ultimately enjoyed Falcon and the Winter Soldier more at this point. And as I said, I love both Wanda and Vision, and I love the show. Yeah, so don't get me wrong on that. As to which one's better, I don't think I can easily make a better statement on it, but which one I like better, yeah, sure. So which one I like better would be Falcon, but as I said, I loved WandaVision as well. And Falcon and the Winter Soldier seems to have a lot more threads that are being set up and a lot more that we're learning about the overall world, so that's interesting in its own right as well. That's an interesting way of looking at it, Evie, yeah. Saying WandaVision is better at its best, but you think on average Falcon and the Winter Soldier is better. Ooh, that's an interesting point. I mean, when WandaVision was really good, oh man, it hit some emotional notes that Falcon and the Winter Soldier hasn't quite gotten to at this point. So I will certainly grant that. Certainly I'll grant that. Now, that said, again, Falcon and the Winter Soldier hasn't finished. There's still the finale to come. But, yeah, and then, of course, if we're talking fight scenes, if that's what we're comparing on, Falcon and the Winter Soldier wins. Easily wins if we're comparing on that front. No, that's such a tricky comparison because there's so many good aspects to both. But, and, hey, I'm a giant fan of Wanda as well as a character. Now we can call her Scarlet Witch at least. So there's that too. And yeah, trickier on other characters considering the nature of the show. But oh man, Sam and Bucky, we've really gotten to develop both of them so much here. And Zemo, a load of fun, etc. Well, anyway, I'm gonna go pull this up so we can go ahead and watch this. Let's see, like this. Here we go. Okay. So, let me get the audio up for all of you here. I think that's about what I set it to for you guys. WandaVision episodes 5 through 8 were the peak. Well, to be sure, when it comes to the drama, I mean, that's once the show opened up to that nature. So, yeah, I mean, certainly it was really good there. At the same time, it's kind of neat to have a sitcom thing in a way, too. That it could actually exist in the MCU. So, yeah. But that's when we really started digging into the depths of WandaVision and where it could actually go. And also the acting. Yeah, so good. Alright, let's go ahead and watch this Shang Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings teaser trailer. Here we go. Nice. Just the sign of old times there. That kind of training. Oh, wow. Oh, nice. Some of the action scenes in here popping in.
I trained you. So the most dangerous people in the world.
Ooh,
Kill you.
nice.
Son, it's time for you to take your place by my side.
Oh, that was a fun shot, bringing him in against the Ten Rings background.
That's not going to happen.
Oh, look at these visuals in here. Oh, beautiful.
You really are.
Nice.
Who are you?
Who's Aquafina playing in here? I don't remember. Whoa.
We make a good team.
Get our comedy in there too while we're at it. Nice. Yeah, definitely just a teaser, but I mean, we showed off definitely the style. Stylistically, man, it's impressive with how many movies the MCU has, and yet they still stylistically feel different from each other. Although I'll say something else though. There are colors in here that, yeah, some of the colorful scenes in here, which we get this beautiful pink here, the greens, and also, you know, brighter colors. Rather than just the more muted colors we can get sometimes. Or even this, it's a little more blue in its type. Nah, that's nice too. Some of the people we get to go ahead and clearly fight within this, we got a few good fights. And I mean, we definitely featured the fight sequences over in this teaser trailer. Oh man, if we didn't. It's like, yeah, no, this is, yeah. Oh, it's going to be fun. So September on this one. Yeah, I can see that, Evie. I can see it. It's a teaser, so I don't go into a teaser expecting too much. Heck, teasers are a lot more than, I mean, even over the last 10 years, let's say, teaser trailers have changed a lot to where they're almost really just a first trailer. It's kind of bizarre, really. But, yeah, I still don't go into it expecting too much. In this case, it definitely showed off a good bit of the fight sequences, showed off some of our characters and a little of their interactions. So, definitely got a good feel for some of that. Heck, oh yeah, no, there was a lot to see in this. I mean, a lot of locations. And yeah, again, even from this, the feel of it seems different than other MCU movies so far. And I know they always try to do that, and it's always impressive that they keep doing it once we're 20-some movies in here. Plus a few shows now. Let us walk through this a little more while we're at it. Also, do we know what Awkwafina is playing in here? What her role is? You know, beyond just a bus driver. I don't remember what role she's playing within Shang Chi. Let us see. Do we know who Awkwafina is playing? So, Katie. So, just a friend of Shang-Chi, apparently. See, my lack of comics knowledge sometimes, right? Oh, although apparently not in the Marvel comics, so Katie is not a character there, one that just exists in the MCU. Oh, interesting. Okay. So apparently she is a brand new character, which means who the heck knows what may or may not happen with her in the long run. That's intriguing. Okay. I mean, right now she seems normalish human, but all we got to see was her driving a bus, so hard to say, but that's interesting. Okay, cool. Okay, well, let's look through this piece by piece in here. So, nice classic setting. Not a lot I can dig out of this, but I'm sure there are people that dig plenty out of this. Maybe these symbols mean something for all the heck I know. I love this as a side, just as to all the training and how long he's been spending doing it. I mean, even that gives you an ability to start to see what he can play just in the face without talking, right? I mean, nondescript apartment right there. Gotta have the car. Looks like BMW sponsoring the movie Shang Chi. Ah, okay. I missed it. That was Aquafina right here in the background. Okay. Said that they're friends, but apparently they work together over here too. Interesting. Wish there was a bit more humor in the teaser, but yeah. Yeah, I think it focused much more on world building and action. They made a shift to comedy at the end of the teaser, but definitely comedy was not the focus of what they were trying to highlight here in this teaser. And clearly Aquafina is going to be bringing a lot of the humor within. We can see that too, just from how she's used in a bit of this. Even her look in the background here looks like this might be a comedic reaction coming. But yeah, I mean, that's definitely a comedic reaction coming right there. I mean, look at that. You can see that. So, comedy that's just kind of in the background right here that you didn't actually get focused on in this, but you can see it. And this looks like it'll be another bit of comedy right here. I mean, the two of them doing some drunk karaoke, it looks like, maybe. Interesting. Eagles. Just got them walking down a little alley. I mean, we can see people laughing in here. Back to, we had a lot of shots that hint toward it if you look deeper at it, but certainly the trailer didn't use them for that purpose. It's interesting. And of course our highlighting here and training montages. Speaking of hitting this post way earlier. It's a nice way to go into the memory. So do you think we'll use this as a way of flashing back? So we'll have him hitting the post and flash back to his earlier training and then come back forward in time? I could see them doing it that way. I mean, that would definitely be a possibility right there as to how they choose to go about it. Cool, cool. We're looking at a nice, more seedy underbelly kind of feel right here. Get the smoke up in the air to go ahead and help make that feel come across. Look at that. This is one of our few examples here of that power fist. Very cool. No idea why it's happening right here randomly in the middle of that room though. So I don't think we know, do we? Can we see anything on that? Nah, it seems like everybody's just freaking out and backing away from him, but you can't see exactly why he chose to do it in the first place. Still younger. Yeah, so we'll spend a little while in the past considering all these pieces. I do wonder how, how we're gonna do that. If we're gonna do our ever popular start in the future and then drop back and then come all the way forward again. Yeah, interesting. Evie, you're saying, to be fair, you haven't watched the trailers other than the first thing this morning and just now on Steam. Ah, gotcha. Oh, look at this. Look at some of the costumes in here, too. We got some fun costumes going on in this. Good old fight arena here in the center. It's got to be what that is. Yeah. As we saw there a moment later right there. It's, speaking of the most dangerous people in the world and all. Our nice masked person here. This person, he's the one with that vibroblade arm thing kind of going on. Now this on the other hand is clearly our Mandarin compound right here, right? Ah, yes, you can even see the Ten Rings logo down here where the helicopter's landing. A helicopter that's pretty much all black, no real logos on it other than this WW888. Take it for what it's worth, but you can see the Ten Rings down here. And again, just based on how everyone's dressed, that clearly tells you that these are just foot soldiers. Which also means lots of people to be killed. And look at all of them, by the way. They're foot soldiers all the way up across this and up here, going all the way across the railing. Really a comment on strength in numbers. But hey, they're all faceless. That means we can go ahead and kill them. Doesn't hurt as much. Heroes get to kill people. So yeah, here's him getting brought into this compound. This is our arm blade guy back here in the background. I love this shot. This shot's just fun right here. I just love him being brought right in behind into that 10 rings behind his head. It's nicely done. Nicely done. Oh, very cool. So, are we to assume he is the Mandarin or just somebody who works high up for the Mandarin? That one I'm unclear on yet. I don't know if we know the answer either. Man, who is this? Look at what we're fighting here. Are these bears right here? There's a lot to dig into in that shot right there. Because, yeah, these look... I don't know. I mean, giant bears or something? That's still the best I've got right here on what we're looking at. And then we have all of them right here in front. I mean, we've got classic old shields. But look at this tech going on. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Any thoughts on this one right here? Or on what these are, if these are, like, say, giant bears or something. It's the best I got right now. We're going giant bear at the moment, but, oh, this is cool. I mean, you can see it affecting the veins, even. I mean, the color is just making me think vibranium here with this blue. And this certainly could be vibranium. Or something of that nature, anyway. Very interesting. Speaking of the scenes that are interesting, I don't know what the explanation for is exactly as to what's going on right here. He's off facing here. The rest are just back over in this spot. Oh, and then we're going to slow time down with it. Interesting. Now, see, there's... It's always what's interesting. There's so many tiny little things hidden within these but it's hard to make out exactly what the hell's going on because this is water everywhere, although we've got lit candles in here even. So it's a very contained, but why? I don't know. I mean, something about powers being used right there. Now for bonus points. What city are we in? I mean, we introduced Madripoor over in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Could this be Madripoor, or is this meant to be a different city? I mean, we could make it Madripoor if we wanted to. It's an interesting question. I have no idea. I mean, I know the Mandarin is potentially connected to Madripoor. Nice fight sequence between these two here. Nice building under construction so we can go ahead and destroy shit. It's good. Speaking of scenes that are interesting, though, this one is so different than a lot of the pieces we see. Are those arm braces going on right there? Remember the ones we saw in that other shot? Those might be those arm braces right up here. But I can't really tell who she's supposed to be. She's hidden way too well to answer that question. Don't know. Hey, maybe for all I know, that's Aquafina fighting right there, and we see that she actually has fighting capability as well. And they're just training right now. Let's see. You need a trailer for the Eternals because you're not excited for it other than it being a Marvel movie, and you know the film takes place over many centuries. It is my biggest question mark. I know so little about what to expect and what's going on in that one. Yet at the same time, from what I've heard, we're talking about something that's going to potentially play big effects on the MCU. So I'm certainly curious about it, that's for sure. But I don't know what to expect by it. So very interesting to question what's going to happen with Eternals. And I can't say a show would work better because I don't know what they're doing with it. For all I know, maybe it's a movie and there will be a show next year that'll be launched off of it. I have no idea. So, yeah. I hear you saying that something taking place over multiple centuries certainly sounds like it would work better as a show off the bat. I don't disagree with you there. But yeah, it's my biggest question mark. Without knowing the Marvel comics all that well, I don't have much to base on, and in fairness, the Eternals are not apparently, any piece of mainline comics anyway. They're a little further out from what I know. So yeah. I'm ready to be wowed by it. Let's put it that way. I was wowed by Guardians of the Galaxy when it came out, so look at these. These are pretty cool. These flaming, essentially big old quarterstaffs, but they're flaming on both ends, or hot with coals, take your pick. And we've got flying creatures in here too. You see this? We have flying creatures. We got the bears. This is the same fight from earlier that we saw a little piece of. In fact, this was in the background of that shot, I think. But look at this. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at least of these flying creatures that are clearly partaking in this fight. And this is interesting. See, this is an interesting element that I'm not entirely sure what to make of in here. But look at this, running up the shields as they've all stacked them. That's pretty cool. But we've got these big... I don't know what to call them. They're not really bears, are they? And then these flying creatures that just don't... I mean, they don't fit as part of our world, which makes this very interesting. And I'm not sure what the heck to take it to mean. There's a question for you. What the heck do you take going on with these creatures? Because we ground everything to some degree, so How is it grounded in more reality-based, shall we say? Huh, interesting. Back into the fighting arena. So the two of them are in the arena fighting. Yeah, you think it'll be good because Marvel has made a movie you've disliked. Yeah, no, I hear you. It's part of why Eternals is lower on my list for what I'm really looking forward to, just because I just don't know much of anything. That's yeah, one of my big problems. This fight right here. Speaking of getting energy on blades and weapons. Feels similar to the quarterstaffs in a way. Just like a later version of that, maybe. Speaking of our locations, though, here we're back up in the mountains. This might even be that same spot. Hang on a second. Ah! Speaking of the thing on the arm, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rings right there. And then put 5 rings on the other arm, and hey, you got 10 rings. But yeah, so 10 rings, huh? The 10, yeah, 5 on this arm, 5 on this arm. Again, I'm feeling vibranium. I don't know if it is vibranium, but I'm feeling vibranium out of these rings. So when we say Legend of the Ten Rings, is that really part of what we're talking about? Or are these like vibranium rings that he's wearing on both sides? Interesting. And now this feels like a classic big war type piece that we've seen in a number of things. So, I mean, like this feels like it's some old history piece where we're going to hear about the Legend of the Ten Rings. Because you can see here's a 10-ring person right here in the center. That feels like what this whole section is going back hundreds of years or something like that to go ahead and get the whole Legend of the Ten Rings. That's what I think is going on with this, but we'll see. Let's see, Dodo, you say you think there's some details like the fighting sticks, which look a lot like Doctor Strange. Yeah, could be. I love it. Just a quick show off of the fighting. And then she has to take over driving at some point. The who are you is intriguing too. I mean, they would already be friends, I assume. And we just have comedy in here. California Street. Ghirardelli Square as we're going down in San Francisco. So not too much further down this way, you'll go ahead and be in the Bay. Also, Ghirardelli sponsoring Shang Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. While we're at it. But yeah, this whole section is just comedy at the end. Big old comedy section. Okay. Let's watch this for realsies one more time, shall we? Stretch it a little first. Alright. Already ready. Let's go ahead and run it through again and see what we see. Yeah, again, this feels like it's our way of flashing back to go ahead and tell his own training. Like, we could start with something about him and then use the fist the fist to the post to flashback. Different comedy pieces and his relationships that we'll go ahead and touch in here. Back to the training. Against somebody who's going to later become an adversary. Look at that. training,
I
but how it
trained
plays into current times.
to the most dangerous people in the world. Couldn't kill you. Son,
Look at that facility. Yep. Tons of gray.
by my side.
It's still a fun shot. But again, I think this is history. That's the legend of the Ten Rings that will be shown to us. It's interesting to go out, experience the world for 10 years, come back, take your place.
You can't outrun.
We got a whole bunch of characters in here too, we really do.
Who are you?
Who are you? What the hell? You have these abilities? What? Yeesh.
We make a good team.
Yeah, she doesn't seem like she has any... It does not feel like Aquafina has any powers here at this point, or any special training or anything else to me. Feels like Aquafina is just a normal person at this point in time. But who the heck knows in the future? All kinds of things can happen there. Let's see. What else do we got? Evie, you're saying the more we look at the teaser, the more you're excited you are for Shang-Chi. You know, if Natasha wasn't dead, you'd be probably more excited. Yeah, I hear you there. I hear you. But you already know the conclusion to her character. I hear you on that one. Hopefully it won't be the last time we see her, too, because we still have room to go ahead and do more shows or movies that are still in the past. There's a lot of unexplored time, especially because of the blip. So, I'm hoping. Black Widow comes out the weekend before your birthday. Ah, nice. Very nice. That'll be a nice birthday present right there. Yeah. This, though. Yeah, definitely... Yeah, digging into it to this degree, you know, you just end up seeing so much that's in here, even just for a teaser. And so, yeah, there's a ton of intriguing things in here. Definitely we get some fight scenes. It looks like there are 3 different time periods at play, because we'll go through his own training. We're going to go all the way back to the Legend of the Ten Rings itself, which, again, if it's not these 5 rings on each arm, which look vibranium-ish, if that's not the Legend of the Ten Rings, then I'm surprised. And the vibranium makes sense just to tie things together. It also gives some extra strength to it. It's like, maybe it's not vibranium. Maybe it's some kind of magic. It could be something else entirely, too. Okay, well. Anybody else got any other comments here? Because I think... Otherwise, I feel like I've dug into it as much as I'm able to really dig into it. Definitely enjoyed going through it with you. Let's see. I'm not seeing anything else, so I am going to go ahead and get ready to take on off, then, is going to be what I'm about to do. So thank you, everybody, for going ahead and joining me. Thank you to Dodo, Rice, and Evie for going ahead and joining me over in the chat. And hey, if you're watching this afterwards, feel free to leave a comment down below the video. I'll try to go ahead and get a response to you as well. Let me know what you're thinking about this. If this makes you a lot more excited, I know I'm definitely more excited about it now than before. I still don't know much about who the heck Shang-Chi is or what to expect in that way, but... I mean, certainly this at least gives me a bit of a feel for what the movie's going to be like. So, yeah. And I'm sure we're not taking down the Mandarin in movie 1. I mean, that's definitely for sure. So I'm not sure if what's-his-name is actually playing the Mandarin or not. Anyway. Anywho. Until later, everybody in the MCU, remember we've got this big old giant marathon coming up on Thursday. So that'll be starting at 6:45 Pacific time. So that means it's like 1:45 in the morning in terms of UTC. So that gives you the rough timing on when all of that's happening. And if you're wanting, you can go ahead and get yourself a link, a reminder thing, by heading on over here. Because you click on that one, that takes you to the thing. You can click set a reminder, so YouTube will give you one. So yeah. Anyway, with all of that said, let me say my usual to everybody. So, and that is... Oh, hang on. Evie, you're saying you'll probably join the Falcon and Winter stream probably around episode 3. Yeah, sounds good. Go ahead. Definitely wherever it works for you. In the meantime, everybody, have a magical day. And may the Force be with you. Always.